Are you considering a move to Viera on the Space Coast of Florida? Are you trying to decide if Viera is the right place for you and possibly your family? Well, about 2 years ago, I was sitting in your spot trying to make the same decision. And after countless hours of research, we decided to make the move, and I'm so happy we did. If you're interested in hearing some pros and cons about Viera living from an actual Viera homeowner, stay right where you are, because I've got my list of the best and worst things about Viera, and I'm gonna share it with you now.
You're the night sky trying to make me see your stars, but the dark gets lonely. Now I see violet, I can feel silence, and the dark's all that I see. When your stars have burnt out and your heart makes no sound, I'll find violet in your eyes. You'll always be my night sky.
Hi there, my name is Richard Chase, a real estate broker and homeowner here in Viera, Florida. I have people reaching out to me every day asking for help with their move to Viera and the Space Coast of Florida. If you're thinking about making a move, give me a call, send me a text, or shoot me an email. I'd love to help you with your move. And being a Viera resident and living on the Space Coast, I've got your back to help make your move as smooth as possible. So, you're considering a move to Viera, and why wouldn't you? Viera is one of the hottest places to move on the Space Coast. Viera is a top 10 master plan community in the entire country, and for good reason. Viera offers an active lifestyle with a wide selection of residential neighborhoods. There are a ton of recreational activities, shopping districts, restaurants, entertainment, and A-rated schools here in Viera. What more could anyone want for their hometown? But I'm sure as you know, not everything is rosy, no matter where you live. And in this video, I'll share some of my pros and cons about living in Viera. And stick around to the end of the video to hear my best pro about Viera living. Are you ready? Here we go. All right, my number one pro, which is also my number one con, obviously, the weather. The weather on the Space Coast can be pretty brutal in the summer. I'm not gonna lie to you. The summer typically starts mid-May and runs into October. Our average temperatures are typically in the 90s, and the summer humidity can make it feel much, much hotter. Being a fair skin, I burn super easily, and I've learned to take my summer sunshine in doses. And I generally try to focus my outdoor activities to early morning before 11 and late afternoon after 4 o'clock and into the evenings. This is when the sun is less harsh, so it's more enjoyable to be outside. And from 11 to 4, my family and I try to focus on indoor activities where we can stay out of the hottest part of the day and avoid that humidity. During the winter, that's right, Florida has 2 seasons, summer and winter. And the winter is absolutely gorgeous. Average temperatures in Viera range from about 70 to 80 degrees during the winter months. And from October through the winter into May, my family spends as much time outside as possible. We go to parks, we ride our bikes, we eat outside on the patio all the time. It really is the best time of year, and the weather makes it so you can be outside all the time. My number 2 pro, shopping and restaurants. There is a ton of shopping and restaurants here in Viera. A few of the best locations to take advantage of this include the Avenues and Barrows West. The Avenues is the premier shopping location in Viera and offers an array of shopping options from big national retailers such as Bath & Body Works, Lane Bryant, and Old Navy to local boutique shops. There are also a bunch of restaurants, including 28 North Gastropub, which is amazing. If you're in the area, try it out. The Gastropub creates craft cocktails and has an amazing culinary team that produces some of the best food in the area, not just Viera. There's also an assortment of chain restaurants as well, Outback Steakhouse, Panera Bread, Moe's Southwest Grill, and much more. And after you fill your belly there in the Avenues at one of those restaurants, you can take in a movie at the AMC movie theater, which is right there in the Avenues. And when that's done, you can head over to the park, or the courtyard as we call it, and enjoy a night with friends and family. The Avenues also offers a ton of events. Anything from Third Thursday, which is a free event with live music, complimentary snacks, ice cream, and drinks, to yoga in the park and holiday-themed events. Around Easter, the Easter Bunny comes, and Santa comes to visit the Avenues around Christmas. One of my family's favorite things to do around Christmas in the Avenues is to take a horse-drawn carriage ride. It is wonderful. In addition to the Avenues, Barrows West is a great place to stop for some food. Ford's Garage and the Wine Bar are two of our favorite places to stop for some food and drinks. And as an added bonus, Viera is home to the only Costco on the Space Coast. There's something to be said about being able to buy your weight in steaks and beer. Not that I've done that. Well, I haven't done that recently. My number 2 con, smaller parcels. In Viera, there aren't many lots that are half an acre or bigger. There are a few communities that do offer larger lots, those being Summer Lakes and Adelaide. And while those 2 communities do offer larger lot sizes, the homes do also carry a higher price points, generally $1 million or more, but they are phenomenal. Because of the small lot sizes, my parents would never move to Viera. They actually live in Grant on the southern side of the Space Coast, where they have 2.5 acres and they love their space. So if you're looking for more land and you'd feel claustrophobic with about 1/4 to 1/3 of an acre, Viera is not the spot for you. We'll find someplace else on the Space Coast, because you'd probably have anxiety seeing all of these houses so close together. And that's okay. Better to know now than after you spent so much time trying to find the perfect house in Viera with a larger parcel. My number 3 pro is it's centrally located with A-rated schools. Viera is centrally located on the east coast of Florida, about halfway down the state. Because of this location, you can shoot up to Jacksonville or down to Miami in a few hours. You can quickly shoot over to Orlando, spend the day, or just a few hours enjoying everything Orlando has to offer. It takes less than an hour to get from Viera to Orlando International Airport, which means you're about an hour from heading off to anywhere in the world. And in addition to being centrally located in the state, Viera is centrally located in Brevard County. This is advantageous because a lot of the governmental offices are located right here in Viera. The DMV, the courthouses, sheriff's office are all right here. And as for schools, all schools in Viera are A-rated according to the Florida Department of Education. For those with families, this could be very attractive. It was for me and my family. We have 2 kiddos, and we've been so pleased with the schools, and our kids absolutely love them. They actually get upset on the weekends when they don't have to go to school. They must get that from their mom, because I certainly never got upset when I didn't have to go to school. And as a point of reference, there are a few areas in Viera East and the northern part of Viera that are zoned to schools outside of Viera, and those schools are B-rated. If school rating is important to you, we'll want to make sure that we look at the school zones before deciding on your purchase. My number 4 pro, everything is new or newer. Development in Viera began in the late 1980s, mostly in what is known as Viera East. Today, 80% of the homes in Viera were built after the year 2000, which is actually just the opposite of a lot of the other communities on the Space Coast, where 80% of the homes were built before 1990. The communities in Viera are beautifully done. The streets and sidewalks are wide. There are playgrounds, dog parks, swimming pools, tennis courts, pickleball courts, and so much more intertwined throughout the neighborhoods themselves. And to help give you an idea of Viera itself, Viera East is located on the east side of I-95. And homes there were pretty much built from the late 1980s through about 2000. Viera West is on the west side of I-95, and the homes there were built from about the late 1990s, with construction continuing on today. And then there's South Viera. And those homes were built from about 2010 to today. This is where most of the construction in Viera is happening today. For those of you looking to retire in Viera, you have 4 neighborhoods that are 55+ communities. Those are Grand Isle, Heritage Isle, Indian River Colony Club, and Bridgewater at Viera. There's also a 5th Del Webb at Viera, which is currently under construction. That'll be in Viera South off of Bonita Boulevard. My number 3 con, HOAs. If you're gonna live in Viera, you're gonna belong to an HOA or a homeowners association. This means that each of the different residential communities have rules that you have to follow and fees that you are required to pay. Now, to many of us, myself included, an HOA with rules is a good thing, but a lot of people don't like to have rules that they have to follow. And if this is you, Viera is not the place that you want to call home. And that's fine. There are a bunch of other places on the Space Coast that are wonderful that you can call home. And to help you find those places, give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email, because I'd love to help you find that right community for you to call home. Every week, I help people find their right home, and I'd love to help you find yours. But back to HOAs in Viera. The HOA rules for the neighborhoods are intended to help keep the neighborhoods looking good. Typically, HOA rules revolve around maintaining your grass, controlling the colors of your house, the types of vehicles you can or cannot keep in your driveway. For example, motorhomes and boats are generally not permitted in the driveways of homes in Viera. Along with HOA rules, there are HOA fees, and in Viera there is a master fee that everybody pays. Depending upon your home, the Central Viera Association fee is presently anywhere from $175 to $250 a year. On top of the Central Viera Association master fee, there will be an HOA fee specific to your community. Now this fee varies depending upon what types of amenities your community offers to the homeowners. If the community is gated, if it isn't gated, if lawn care, lawn maintenance are provided, or if you as the homeowner need to maintain your lawn yourself. Now the typical community HOA fee here in Viera ranges anywhere from about $30 to about $1,200 per month, with most of the communities setting their monthly fees between $100 and $300 each month. And as a side note, there are two areas in Viera, Viera East and Heritage Isle, that have what's called a CDD, a Community Development District. Now back in the day when those areas were being developed, the developers took out bonds to pay for all the infrastructure for those neighborhoods. As the developers sold those homes to individuals, those individual homeowners began paying a prorated portion of those bonds. And the CDD fees are included on the individual property taxes for each of those homeowners. And right now they're about $600 a year for both of those areas. And while there are a lot of extra expenses with the HOA fees in Viera, you do get what you pay for. The fees associated with the HOAs and the Central Viera Master Association all contribute to why Viera is a top 10 master plan community in the country. But if you don't like rules and you don't like fees associated with HOAs in Viera, this is definitely not the place for you. And we can help you find a place that fits you better. Just reach out to me directly. And my number 5 pro, which is actually my favorite thing about living in Viera, is the outdoor lifestyle it provides. There are so many opportunities for outdoor activities in Viera. Spread around Viera, there are a bunch of parks, basketball, pickleball, and tennis courts. There are community pools, skate park, a hockey rink, dog parks, walking and biking trails, and countless green spaces. Viera is home to the Viera Regional Park, which has baseball, softball, soccer fields. It also has tennis and basketball courts, playgrounds, and so much more. And who can forget about the Brevard Zoo, one of the best zoos in the country, and it's located right here in Viera. And if you're a glutton for punishment and like to play golf, Viera has a number of public courses that are fantastic to play. And in addition to the traditional 18 holes, Duran Golf Club has a fun par 3 course with lights, the only one in the county. So if you want to hit around quickly after dark, you can do it. And all of this is in Viera. We haven't even talked about the quick access to some of the best beaches in the state, or that Port Canaveral, the busiest cruise port in the world, is about 45 minutes from Viera, or that Cape Canaveral is in the Space Coast and we can see rocket launches from our very own backyards, or that Orlando is about an hour away and we can pop over to spend some time with Harry Potter or Mickey Mouse. There really is an endless supply of things to do in and around Viera. I hope this video has helped you understand a few of the pros and cons of living in Viera. If you're looking to make a move to Viera or the Space Coast, give me a call, shoot me a text, or send me an email. I've got people reaching out to me every day asking to help with their move, and I love to help them. And I'm looking forward to helping you with your move to Viera and the Space Coast.